Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. MrLooneyTunes here. How you guys doing today? Well, we are back, and I have a special video for you today. We have just recently got into a new game. It is called Out of Ore, and there is such a big hype on this game. They just recently got a new patch out. Everybody is just zooming about it. They got new equipment, new belts, new productions, new buildings. They got the whole works. They even added power to it, and they even added a couple more new maps to it, which we are going to look at today. Right now I am sitting here and we are in what is called the Scandinavian map, and this one is a bunch of mountains, forest areas, and this right here is where I set up my first mining facility. Been doing a lot of work around here. Got the power set up. Right now we are using sun power. They have generators which take fuel. They have sun powered generators right here. You can use those. They're all the same. They're always on, so they work. So this is my first attempt at this game, and actually it turned out pretty good, and it took me quite a while just to build this facility right here. Now I'll go through a brief description of how each of it works. So right here at the start, right here, these are the two bins. Now why I have two, well, I'm kind of a little bit different than most people. What I do, I'll just take these bins, I'll take two of them and I'll fill them both up. I won't have them running, I'll just leave them off. I'll fill them up to the point where they're totally full. Okay, and then I set over here off this side is where the conveyor, this is what they call an upright conveyor. So it takes everything out, it goes up the conveyor, then it goes over that conveyor, and it actually goes into what they call a coal shaker. So that is the coal shaker basically is right up there on the top, as you can see right up there. Here, let me jump up there, I can get a better view of it. That right there is a coal shaker. So the material goes down in there, it shakes it, the coal gets shaken off, it goes onto the conveyor, and it comes back and goes down to the hopper, this hopper right here, and then this hopper with the little conveyor comes down this chute. It'll go over to this storage tank. Now these are new, the storage tanks are new, so they store things in there. Just about everything you want you can store in there. You put it on the end of a section wherever you want it to be stored. Right here, this is my coal. Now this right here is what they call the sluice box. Now they have two types. They have this one, which is a sluice box. This one right here in particular, it stores all the ores inside the sluice box. So it'll store all the ores in there that come out of the dirt. And then it will spit the dirt out onto here. Now I set this up on the end of it so that we can set up, you know, so the dirt goes elsewhere so it doesn't pile up in front of the sluice box. So I just stuck what we call, this is an auto save, or excuse me, an auto sell unit. So the dirt goes in here and it just automatically sells it. So you get rid of it real easy. It makes it much more easier for you to get rid of it and get it out of the way. Okay, so now we go on to the second part, which this right here is a shaker, okay? Excuse me, not a shaker, a trommel. We just looked at the shaker. This is the trommel. This basically sends out all the other stuff, trommels out the gravel, rock ores, and other ores in there that we have. Now this right now, this is the other storage tank. I don't have any spots where I've got different ores or anything in there to where this will come out. So basically all that comes into this is just dirt. That's all that comes into this storage is dirt. Now this right here is a shaker unit also, but it shakes out the rocks. They have what they call blasted rock and solid rock that come out of this, and then it'll back up and go onto the dirt, which nothing comes out there right now. So, and they have tailings that come out. Now I did have a connector on here where it will put the rocks in, it'll crush them, then it goes to another crusher which crushes it a little bit further, puts it down to crush rock, and then when they have what they call a frothing unit, which will turn your crushed rock into gravel, and also take out other ores that's also in it, and it'll store it in there also. But that will come later, but I'll show you guys that later. Right now, this is the equipment I have. It didn't take me too long to get this far up. I got this excavator, this loader, and also the roller right here. So right now, I think I'm at a 27, level 27. And yes, the vehicles and certain things you can get there, they won't release until you get to a certain level. So it's not as difficult to do this stuff. So it just goes on and on until you get higher levels and stuff like that. Now here I put another bin. So what I'm doing is when I get them two full and I start it up, I'll get this one half full. Then as that one's emptying up there, this bin right here will also be conveyed into the other bin. So what I did is stood it up, put another conveying unit, as you can see, going up this way, and then it goes directly into the other bin. So I just thought, you know, I'd keep it going faster, but actually it doesn't. It goes way too fast. I mean, it's hard to keep up with these bins, I tell you. But yeah, so I just fill them up and I just do the best I can. So here is the pit that I am working on right now. Over here is another pit that I started. As you've seen in the beginning there, I was showing off the area. This right here is a big pit. This is basically, I started right here working in this area up against this mountain. So, and you see the big hole here? Well, that is a result of a nuclear blast. And yes, they have a nuclear bomb in the game, and yes, it works. But there's one catch. If you guys want to use that, be very, very careful where you use it, because when you use it, it blows up. It will delete the material in that area where it goes off. So if you have like an area where you have a lot of solid rock or a lot of coal or iron ore, stuff like that, it will delete it, so you will lose it. So be careful where you use it. If you're in an area that has like a lot of dirt, I mean a lot of dirt, you can use that nuclear blast just to, you know, go down, dig it down a little bit and blow it up and get rid of it. It'll go out easier that way. Now I did something similar to that into another location, and I'll show that to you in a minute. Now I have been basically going on quite a bit with the mining things and using the other objects. Now this here is for your gold. So basically it does iron, copper, aluminum, silver, and gold. Right now it's running out gold and silicone. That's what I've been basically getting up in coal. Now the coal I can't really do nothing with, because when you go to make steel you need iron and coal. So I had a little like dilemma of how I'm going to find ore, and I've been trying to figure it out how to do it. And eventually I did find out how to do it, and I found some, and we'll go through that one in a minute. Now here is a wash plant. This is kind of just a wash, like a mini wash, and you can put pay dirt in here and it will turn it into gold ore. And once that's done, you can go put it in the other one and turn it into gold. Now here they have a lot of diamond and ruby ore in there, and you can transfer that out. Now what I have in here, it takes a long time to do some of this stuff. I mean a long time. So I usually let this just I'll put a bunch in there and let it run, you know what I mean. But I may put up another one just to do the gold, because the gold actually is pretty quick with doing that. So, and also you can take pay dirt and put it in here and then, you know, get gold ore out of it. So basically you could do that. Alright, so that's that one. And here, this is for your steel. So when you get steel made, you can transfer your steel bars over here, and you can make steel beams, steel plates, and steel rods. Now you can make it to produce with, or you can make it to where you just sell it. I think you can use some of these for building some of your buildings and stuff like that. I haven't got quite that far yet, but yeah, I think that's in the game. Also, you can make your empty barrels to where you can put fuel in, and yes, you can make your own fuel. They have what they call oil derricks. So you just get a bunch of empty barrels. You can paint them for the different colors. So, and each one tells you what you need. Like the barrels need iron, and the rest of these are just steel. So you just need iron for this one. All right, so like I said, I had a little dilemma because the only thing that I was getting up out of here was the diamond, silicone, and coal and pay dirt. That's all that this one little area. This is where I started when I got in the map. And let me tell you, it's really time consuming. Very, very, very time consuming. You can get in here and you can be digging and digging forever and you'll still be getting the same thing. Now, I have learned from watching other videos, and I recommend everybody to watch videos on YouTube for Out of Ore. You can find out a lot of information. Just pay attention to what they're doing, ask questions and stuff like that. Now, like I said, this area right here, I did the nuclear bomb blast and it deleted this area, which there was a lot of coal and there was also a lot of pay dirt. But as I was going through here, this one particular area I'm in, it has tons of gold and pay dirt. I mean tons and tons of it. So I don't think this is kind of like an endless supply in just this one area. So I thought maybe since there was a lot of pay dirt and stuff in here, there might be something else. So this one video I watched gave me a little inspiration. He started digging down, just doing some standard digging with your pickaxe. And he just kept going down and kept going down and further down and further down. You can see there on the map, you can see the hole. That's what comes up when you're doing the digging. So I just kept going down and down and down, and then boom, I hit this right here. This right here is what they call iron ore. And as you see, I can chop it. It pops up on my screen there. It says iron ore. And this is like one big, huge, giant vein. Excuse me, can't talk right. This is one giant vein of iron ore. So I was digging and digging down a little bit further with this one. And this thing is kind of like endless. I swear, there's one big giant pocket of iron ore. Now, what I'm trying to do is find next is I'm trying to find some blasted rock or some solid rock. And I've been kind of like, I started another area just recently. Now, there's another thing that I was doing. I was trying to figure out now, if you get into a position to where you dig all the way down and you keep doing this, there's a way to get out. You just press your map and you hit rescue me, and it'll basically, it will send you out wherever you put it, which I put it right back here where my main camp is. So that's the one way of getting out of there. Now another way is if you dig down that far and you know you're on a mountain, you can go out one direction, just start going at an angle upwards, and eventually you will head out. Now, I did that. I spent literally about an hour doing that, trying to dig upwards to see how long it would take for me to get out of there. And I just kept digging and going and digging and digging and digging. And I started this area right here, and I just started going up. Now I found another patch of, this is coal right here. There's a lot of coal, pay dirt, and iron ore in this one particular area where I'm at. This is all pay dirt. I mean, all pay dirt. Nothing but pay dirt here. So you can make a lot of gold in just this one area. I've made lots of gold and actually made lots of money. So I just kept going up, seeing how far I can get up and how long it would take me to get out. And I just kept digging and digging and digging and digging, going upwards. Now, if you look up here on the side, when you get to the side, you'll see that it actually, you can see outside, and that you can kind of direct yourself by going upwards. So, like I said, I just made sure I kept checking which direction I was going. and just kept, digging at an upward angle to make sure that I would go out. And boy, let me tell you, this took me a while, but I got up to this point, and this is what I found. So I am right there at the area to pop out at the top. So we're going to dig a little bit further. And we're going to see if we can pop out. We're going to see how long it takes us to pop out and get out. It shouldn't take too long. When you start seeing this kind of like grassy area like this, that means you're close to the top. So it shouldn't take too much longer to get out of there. I should be like right close to the ground, the top of the ground up here. Yeah, it's a very big, like time to. Oh, there you go. Hey, look at that. See, I told you we found light. There it is. So see, I'm at the side of the mountain. Finally, did all that digging, and now I'm at the side of the mountain. And I think this is like right close to my mining area. As soon as we pop out, we'll see where we're located at. Trying to clear this hole a little bit. But eventually, if you keep going, you can you can use these holes, to get down in there. And also you can, if you really take the time to it and you have the patience for it, you can actually do this, and you can start building a mine from the bottom up. Of course, it's going to take a long time because, once you get to the point where you're digging down, I mean, you're going to have to just start digging out and start putting concrete blocks in, or any kind of like blocks in, just so that you can, create an area to start off at. Now, if you go back way back in the days, if you look at it, this is how they actually did it. They went in there and just with the pickaxe and kept on going. They didn't have machinery. They had to do it this way, the old-fashioned way. Just take a pickaxe and go to town. So look, we're almost out here. I am trying to make enough space so I can get out here. I want it to be kind of like a stairway type thing. As you can see, we're right there. Yeah, this gets very like annoying sometimes. So yep, see, there's my machinery. And I wanted to come out a little bit further down, but I guess I didn't. But that's okay. I kind of make an entrance, and I actually made a way out. So yep, there we go. See, there's my hole. That's where I came down, or came from bottom up, and I came up here. So as you can see, there's my site. So I just dug way up from the other side, from over there to here. It kind of went zigzag, up and down, this way and that way, because I was going like out of, range this way and that way. So I had to keep making sure I was going the right angle going up. So basically, I just been working at this and, making a lot of money because all the gold in here and coal. Now, I've been selling the coal because I didn't have iron ore at the time. I do have iron ore now. As of now, I got to go down and do it by hand because I can't fit machinery down those tiny little holes yet. But I intend on making a underground mining facility. So this is a very mountainous area, so you could do a lot of underground mining in it. You just got to be precise and make the right roads and the right, areas to start at, and, block it off and make sure you get the right roadways. So I was going through and looking for some other areas to find something. Now this right here, this hole was done by one of the nuclear weapons. And that, like I said, is all dirt. It's okay for that one to disappear. There's nothing really to do with the dirt. It's kind of like, it doesn't pay you that much. I mean, but it does pay, but you're not gonna make nothing off of it. So it's good to just get rid of it. So I started with this one. I dug down a little bit and detonated one of those, and it went off. So And like I said, when you get caught down in these holes, you can either dig up a little, you know, rampway like that. It'll take a while, or you could just hit the rescue me. Now, this is the bottom of the hole with the nuclear weapon. I did go down, I dug down a little hole like I did here, and I just set it off and blew it up. So we're going to do this one more time, and we're going to see how far down it goes. If we could find anything else. So I went down here and I kept going, and I found another coal strip. So this area is particularly a lot of coal and pay dirt. So as you can see, this is a lot of coal. So I'm actually making a little bit more area here so I can put up this nuclear bomb. Yeah, don't say that over the radio, nuclear bomb. They're going to come to your house and think you have one. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I just see suits, a bunch of black suits coming here. We heard you've been using nuclear bombs. All right, so as you could see down on my list down there, they call it a plowshare. I don't know why they call it that, but I don't know, to get away from the name nuke, I guess. I don't know. But that's what that looks like. We're going to plant this right here. So that's what it looks like. We're going to plant that right there, and we're going to set it off. So like I said, if you guys want to make big holes, just be careful where you do it at, because like I said, it deletes all the material. So like I said, this is mostly dirt area, so we're going to find out. Now, the reason being, me going down that far is because you have to go deeper to find the other ores. It's just not going to show up at the top areas. Now, usually coal and pay dirt usually are in them areas are closer to the surface, you know, coal and pay dirt, stuff like that. All right, so we're right here. Now, it doesn't really affect you when you detonate it, but I mean, it's really bright, so you might want to close your eyes on this one. So here we go. Yeah, you have to use a detonator, and they do sell it for, and they have all kinds of different dynamites and all that, and then the one big one there. All right, here we go. Bam! Yeah, oh wow, that's amazing. Wow. Ooh, that's bright. Holy moly, it went off over that way? Let's go over there and take a peeky. Wow. So let's go over here and see what happened. Where'd it go? So my hole is, where is it? Right there. It's over here somewhere. Is it? I don't think it blew far enough out to come out the top. That's weird. Yeah. That was so deep that it didn't even come out. So let's go. We're going to go down to the hole there. We got to see what it did. But that was funny, though. You can see all the bright lights, though. That was freaking awesome, man. Oh, my God. Oh, we're gonna fall down here. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, look at this, is a big old vein of actually pay dirt and coal. More pay dirt and more coal. So yep, that's some coal, and I don't have the pay dirt up here. I have to go into my inventory, and I need to put this down. Now, you only have a certain amount that show on the screen, and you have to go into your inventory to see what you have. So here I have dirt and pay dirt and iron ore. So those are the ones that I have right now. So as you can see, the pay dirt's going up. So that's all pay dirt. Now I can go down further and see if there's anything else. Yeah, that was, oh man, that was like way down there. I don't know, maybe I should go down and do it again. But I tell you what, this is very time consuming, so I am not gonna like keep sitting here doing that, you know, and it took me a good half hour just to get that little hole down there. So yeah, I'll dig down a little further. Seeing as I have this area and the other area is just producing a lot of coal and a lot of pay dirt. So it really doesn't matter if it deletes just these one little areas. So I'm gonna go back up there and show you guys how the vehicles work. So let's hit the rescue me. So like I said, the rescue me, it will take you out of here. Now this is over here by my area. This particular area, it's right here. That's where I first did the bombs. Now this area over here is where I'm at right now. As you can see, I'm down there, and that's the one big hole where I started at. Now up here at the top, like I said, it is a lot of dirt. That's all it is dirt all over there. So what we can do is actually place dynamite in that one area to make the hole bigger, but we'll do that later. So I don't want to sit here and keep you guys on the hook watching me dig down trying to find certain things. But when you guys want to actually go in there, and you're gonna have to dig down to find the good stuff. So you're just gonna have to, if you have the patience, you're gonna have to dig down far and far and far. I mean, you could sit here and just do coal and pay dirt and keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you know, but you know, it's best just to do some investigating, you know, stuff like that. So this here is the one loader I have. I'll go over some of the vehicles. Because I'm a level 28, I have the better vehicles now. Alright, so let's go into our vehicle. Oops, sorry, wrong one. So here are the vehicle. Let's go to just go to the store. So these are the vehicles. These are all the dump trucks. As you can see, some of them are not opened up yet because it's like 30 and 50 and 40. You can open these up. And also with the loaders. Now these are the two big giant loaders I haven't opened up yet, and I have to get to 45 to do that. Here's some of the bigger excavators. As you can see, I have all the dozers open. I mean, I can start dozing with the big stuff. Now here's the one that actually I want to try. This one right here. This is a really big giant mining excavator, and this is the one that's even bigger. So I like these right here. I'm going to try them out. Of course, I'll use the biggest one available. Okay, so down here, these are for underground mining. These are the dump trucks, and these are the loaders. And this here, these are what they call tunnelers. I haven't used them yet, so I'm going to use them eventually, and I will give you a video on me using them so we can see how it works. But this is what you use to do tunneling so that you can clear it out and make it ready for your vehicles, you know what I mean? So yeah. And I'm assuming, yes, you can use loaders to clear it out a little further, you know. And down here you have your typical trucks, your little loader dump trucks, pickup trucks. I got two styles here. And also you have your fuel truck. And there's another dump truck. It's actually a Peterbilt, so they put Petworth. I don't know why they did that, but. And then down here, these are what they call, these are the buckets that you can attach to your excavators. Now, you can only use those on the ones that right here, like this one, that you can only attach to. Now, the ones that come with buckets, they don't detach. So if you want to use a different style bucket or something like that, you have to get the ones that only attach. They don't have a bucket on it. So, and also they do have, as you can see here, they have drilling units. This one right here, you can see it says drill B100. You have to match it with the excavator that says the B100, which actually is this one right here. As you can see, it says the 100. And I believe the 140 is, yeah, this is the highest one that you can get. Now, as far as depth, I think, let's wait. I don't know if it goes down further or not. It doesn't really say. It just says how much it weighs. So, it should give a, you know, I don't know, maybe it picks up different types of ore or something, maybe. I don't know, because it has a screen on there. It tells you the depth of whatever is down there. So, I don't know, maybe that one goes a little further down there, or it tells if it's a little further down there. But they should have something. They should have these drilling units pick up, different ores that and say what, depth it's at, so at least we know. It makes it easier so we can find bedrock or crushed or solid rock or iron ore or copper ore, Be nice if they do that. That would be nice. All right, so that's that. Those are the vehicles. Now, as far as they have buildings, so you can do your own general store. There's the oil derrick. These, there's your ore smelter, excuse me, small wash plants. That's what I'm using right now. And this is the sell point, so you could set these up and have the stuff automatically sell when you produce it. So you can do that if you want to instead of, processing it. Now here is like the mesh ceiling roof and all that stuff. This is for like, people use this for basically when they do the underground mining. They'll put this up there so, it looks like an underground mine. Then you have your walls, and so you can build your own building more or less. And down here you can buy wood blocks and all this stuff. Now all this stuff, you could buy it and you could also make it. So you can also make this stuff, and they have storage containers, so you can put this down in here and put store a bunch of your stuff in there, your ores and stuff. So yeah, this is a steel press. So yeah, it's a lot of stuff. So I mean, the oil derrick, I think that automatically, I'm not sure how it works. Used for extracting and processing oil, water, and fuel. So I'm pretty sure, I think this automatically extracts the oil automatically. I think it does. I don't think it has to be in a certain area. I don't know yet. I haven't really used it, got into it, but I'll get into that, and I'll do that in one of my other videos. But yeah, that's the buildings. Then you have your regular factories. These are all for conveyor systems. There's your trommel, wash plant. Now the wash plant and the wash plant and the sluice box, like I said, are different. So the sluice box stores the ores in it, and it spits out the dirt. The wash plant spits everything out at the end, so is more likely you should attach a storage to that. So you can attach a storage to the end of this, and it will put all your stuff in there. Now you can attach 1, 2, 3 storages and just keep going to town until it goes up on there. It's just you have to transfer it on there. And then down here they have windmills which generate power, and then yes, you have to have these are the lights. You can attach lights to your facility. Now the power unit, these are all the solar panels. And then up here, there's the power poles. And these right here are the power inputs to run your conveyors. They go up to 10 times speed, which is as fast as it goes fast. And then here are the generators. Now, the power inputs for the speeds, you could start at 1 if you like, if you don't understand how it goes. But if you do 10, it kind of like, say one of the bends I get and I fill it up, it'll be empty in say like about 2 or 3 minutes. It'll be empty. And as you go down a 5 speed, it'll increase a little bit more, 3, 2, 1. So you just have to figure out what you want, but I haven't grasped. I had to look at the video on how to hook these up. It's very complex. You got to go through a whole ordeal of, how to hook up the power, and it's got to have the right voltage and all this stuff. Otherwise, it won't work. And yes, if you overfill it, if you put too much power on it, it will blow those poles. You'll see it. It'll just snap it, and like an explosion, like you see in real life. Now here's the frother floater. This is what I was talking about. This was to make your gravel and also takes out other ores. And this is just generator fuel, so you can buy this and put it in there you like, or you can create your own fuel. And here's the asphalt plant. Now, in order to make asphalt, you need gravel. So I haven't got any gravel yet. Now, these are the two bins they have. This is the one I use, the big hopper. This right here has dual outpits. So basically, it's any material, they come through. Basically, what they mean by dual is it comes out, you can make two lines. So you can put a lot more in there and have two lines come off of it. So you can run this set of line going this direction or that set of line going that direction. So that way you have, you know, you can't split which goes where, because it all goes in, and it basically just shows what it is. You can't separate it. I'll kind of give you an idea what it looks like. So this is what the bin, so you can go in and you can look at it. It doesn't really say what it has in there. At least I didn't see that. Yeah, I didn't notice that, but I think it shows it up here. I'm not sure. Well, I could put the pay dirt in there and, you know, in the bin. That's a good thing. I guess that's what that's for. Oh, okay. So basically you got to put the pay dirt in here and the regular dirt, put it in here, and you have to hit consume. There it goes. That's what you do. So basically what you do is you just, if you've been doing a lot of, you know, pickaxing and stuff like that, instead of selling it, you can go consume it. You can put it in here and then hit consume, and then it will put it in there and it'll run it through. So as you can see, it just ran it through basically because I have these on. So you can go up to each one of these and turn them on and off. Right now these are on, so I'm going to turn them off because I'm going to fill them. Now, like I said, having these generators, the sun ones, they stay on for a long, I mean, they just continuously stay on because they run off sun power. So I'm pretty sure it just keeps on going. Now, these are the other ones. Now, I have the power set up on these two. I'm running both off just this one. I think this is a 10 times speed, I think. No, this is a 5 times speed. So this is a 5 times speed, and this one's running. I can turn them off. So yeah, that's what that one run as. So basically this runs, because I have so much power on it, I'm able to run these both on just that one. So this generator is actually running, these two generators is running off those two bins, and this right here, this is a single line. I have to run this on a single line because it's not on the main drag, because it runs off into a chute, and then it goes to the storage, which is, this is where the coal comes into. So I don't have it connected to anything. This is separate from the rest of the line. So all right, so basically I'll just do a couple scoops here and give you kind of an insight of what it looks like here. And I have to tell you, the usage of this is amazing. I love how the aspects of the game, how it works, and the sound is just right there and everything. So as you can see, I mean, you could just go on and on with this, and just to your heart extent, you can just mine and mine and mine. Now the fuel unit back here is basically just back up to it or go near it and just hit your key and it fills it up. So basically what you're doing is it's just like a buy fuel spot. You know, you could put that up there and buy your fuel, or you can make your own fuel, of course. That's all it is, really. You have to be in the vehicle to do it. But yeah, the aspects of driving these vehicles are really awesome. I love this. So basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to flatten this off to the edge of the mountain to eventually where I get to the point where it's just going off the side and I can't scoop it anymore. So I'm just clearing this area off and making it kind of flat, and then what I'll do is I'll start working my way clearing the other side of the facility, on the other side, clearing that off, and I'm going to make this one flattened off area, and where I got the other hole where the iron ore is, I'm going to eventually dig down and put that down here. Now this is the other bin right here. I'll fill this one up, and when I fill the other one up, it will basically, it will come from that bin over to this bin, and then I can fill the other one up again. So basically that's what I do. I'll just spend my time filling the bins instead of, you know, just fill it and run it as I go. You know, I'll just fill them and then run it. Just, it's, for me, it's easier that way. I just find it easier. Yeah, if you overfill these buckets, it does do that. So you got to be careful when you fill your buckets up. But yeah, I mean, I used to do this in real life. I used to do this kind of work. So, I mean, I drove trucks and I ran equipment. So, yeah, I ran it. And it was, I love doing this work. And flattening these areas off is not easy. I mean, they have a grader in here that you could do that to keep this area flattened. But, I mean, you know, running equipment, you're going to have dirt falling and this falling and that falling, you know what I mean? Now, like, I do have the roller over there, and that helps out quite a bit. So basically, usually what I do is I'll come out here, and every once in a while I'll just pat this stuff down. See, you'll get little indentations in there. That's what helps. And you can also use your tool to flatten that, like take these little spots and you can flatten it out so it's, you know, not so that annoying. So I mean, I'll do this and then I'll go take the roller and get in the roller and go across this stuff. You know, this, it's kind of weird, you know, you take this, you're slamming your shovel on the dirt here and it just flattens it out, you know. I guess that's their way of you know, doing that for us, you know. But yeah, I mean, they could have did it like Farm Simulator 25 and 22 where you have the area, you'd have like a sculpting or sculpting area, yeah, to choose from, and you can do that. But I guess they attached it to where you can use a shovel to do that in the rollers. So we're going to kind of flatten this area out a little bit here. Yeah, it does. The weather does get kind of, you know, intense around there. Yeah, it got thunderstorms and it rains and it drizzles. Haven't got any snow yet. I mean, I've actually ran on these for quite a while, so I mean, we only get rain and thunderstorms. Very little sunlight. I guess being in Scandinavia, you don't get much light up in the mountains, I guess. I haven't ran through my facility and put up any lights yet, so I'm going to have to do that eventually. I don't like doing the far away, you know, distance with the zoom. I like to be right up close so I can see what I'm doing. But as you can see, if you look in close up, you can see that the ground is kind of flattening out in the areas that you go. Now we can get in the really loose stuff where you just like, you know, use one of the machineries on it. You can see how it's just kind of flattening it out. You know, that's one of the good things about the roller. I mean, just looking at the graphics of the game and the concept and how you do the stuff on here, it's amazing. I mean, it looks really awesome. So yeah, I could sit here and I could do this all day long and just play and do this. I mean, yeah, it gets a little boring, you know, here and there, but I mean, I'll just get up and go do something else, you know, and I'll come back to it another time, you know. Actually, when I first started the game, I first started playing it, and I literally played like, I think it was around 5 or 6 o'clock during the day, and I was on it until 2 o'clock the next day. So I did basically like almost a 24, like 18, 20 hours of playing this. I did, you know, and it was like, I don't know what I was thinking, but I got so much into the game, and I was trying to figure out how to build my first mining thing, and it took me a while to get the thing straightened out the way I wanted it. I mean, I'm kind of tedious with certain things like that, so I was just making sure that I got everything done right the first time. So yeah, you can sit here and do this all day long. I could do this. So by using the rollers and flattening the area, it helps you to run the loaders smoother, so it's not so, you know, ups and down and bumpy, and, you know, because it does get to the point where when you drop material out of the bucket, it will accumulate in that area. Even though it looks like it disappears, it does accumulate. So yeah, I like to keep my areas kind of clean. Now, as you can see, I kind of tore up the whole area and everything. So, and yeah, I have my joystick here on the right side hooked up to just about everything, and I do have 2 joysticks. I have one on the left and the right that I use with the excavators. So I do that from time to time. I don't do much loading with the excavator unless I'm going to be digging deep holes. I will use that to dig a deep hole to start off with, you know what I mean? So yeah, forgot how to use the lights. I don't know how, I forgot how to use the lights on this. Let me go check real quick. I gotta find out which key it is to do the lights here. I forgot. So vehicle, so anything running the loader. So what does it say for the lights? Or is that just in general? But yeah, I think it's in general, vehicles in general, engine start, inventory store, map, vehicle lights there. It's L, that's what it is. And B for the beacons. Okay, so we got that. So I basically hit save all the time just in case I forgot that I did set something up that I didn't. Okay, so, oh my God, that's bright. Wow, okay. Oh, the beacons actually do work. That's cool. I didn't even know that. That is pretty decent. I like that. That's really bright though. So you can also go inside the vehicle. They have different cams. There's the inside. Wow, that's bright. Holy moly, that's really bright. I can't even see out the window. I'll turn the lights off. Wow, that was bright. So, holy moly. I mean, they got the lights a little bit too bright. Wow, I can't even see out the window. So dirty. I don't know. Well, we're just gonna turn it back here. So wait a minute, what was that other one? Okay, that was focused on... Oh, okay, so they have the different S... Alright, so I guess that follows the bucket. So when it goes down, you're looking basically down. It looks like I'm going in a hole or something. I can't even really see. I mean, they need to fix that to where you can adjust that to, like, look up a little bit. That's a little bit too far down for me. So we'll just keep it up with that as free flow cam. So we'll do that. Ugh. hate those bumps. Yeah, if you run your bucket across the ground, it will put material in the bucket even though you don't have it down. So I try and get to like really close to the vehicle so that I can see what I'm doing. So see, as you're driving along, you can see it actually drives kind of smooth when you keep the area kind of clean and flattened down a little bit. I don't know why that excavator's down there. I was going to come down here and do some digging, but it just didn't turn out that way, I guess. So the bigger the bucket you give, the more material you get in your bucket, those bins will fill up faster. Now you don't have to use the bin as, you know, with the loader and pick it up and dump it in there. You can build into the ground and you could put them down below ground and put a grate over it and then just back up to it with a dump truck and dump into it. You could do the same thing, you know, I mean, do that also. But I like using the loader, you know. So it's kind of hard when you do it with one person, you know. It's like you use the excavator and you fill up the dump truck, then you just go drive the dump truck and come back and get an excavator. It's kind of really time consuming and it's annoying, actually, to tell you the truth. I don't really like doing that much. So I just tend to use the loader. It's much faster and easier to use the loader. Okay, we're getting kind of out of whack here. I'm trying to keep it as flat as I can around here. It's not that easy. See, as you can see, it falls out. Yeah, you got to be careful. Raise it up just a little bit so it doesn't scrape the ground, otherwise it'll start falling out of your bucket. But me having it right here, you know, it's easier than just driving back and forth from down here up to there. And I wish I had another person that can help me in here. I would love that. And yes, I do play in this is a multiplayer one that I'm using right now, so I do have that. So I mean, if somebody wants to join up with me and just play with me, that'd be awesome. I'd love it. But I mean, we'll deal with that later. Right now I'm just trying to get the aspects of the game, and you know, I kind of have like a lot of good ideas that I want to use as far as what I want to, you know, do as far as a mining facility. You know, I mean, you could look at some of these guys' video and oh my god, they're so extravagant. I mean, they've actually designed the whole mining facility and it does everything for you. All you have to do is just put the material in there and let it separate. That's all you got to do. So, me, I'm just, basically you might say I'm just small time, you know what I mean? I just do what I can, however I can, you know. Yeah, this gets kind of annoying. Now, there's also a thing that you can do if you get to the point where you're like, you know, it's hard to get those top spots off on the edge because you dug down too deep. What you can do, like I said before, with the explosives. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. All right, so what you can do is you can put dynamite up here on these and blow this so that, you know, you don't have a hard time doing that. So basically you just come along and you put dynamite. So I'm gonna go to the store here, go to equipment and explosives, and I usually get these right here. I get the dramite or however, it doesn't matter really. I think they all basically do the same thing, but I just buy this one right here. And this is, yeah, this is the plowshare. This is the one, the nuclear explosion. That's where you find that. And yes, you have to use a detonator for all of these items. So it's not like you have to connect wires. You just put it down and you hit the detonator and they go off. So that's basically it. So we'll just back out of here. We got to go to our inventory. We got to move our detonator up there so I can use it. So we will plant some dynamite up here. Now, yeah, you could use this just so that you can get the material down. So you probably can't see, but it did plant. So you don't need to put too many in one spot. I mean, actually just putting one in there will actually work. But you'll see the effects when we blow it here. I use a lot of it. I like playing with the dynamite. It's actually pretty fun, you know what I mean? It's like you sit here, blow up things all day. Now, when you use the dynamite, it can't really blow holes in the ground, because what it does, it basically just softens the dirt up. So, I mean, if you want to do something like this, where you're getting these big, sections off here, yeah, you could do that. So see, you can plant this down here, and it won't put a hole, it'll just soften it up. That way you can pick it up easier, because you drive over it for a while, yeah, it gets to the point where it's kind of hard a little bit, and it's harder to put the bucket. Oh, we used it all. All right, so here we'll go back a little bit here, so we're gonna get dirt flying in our face and watch the fireworks show. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I like that. So it does it in sequence to however you put it down. So yep, see, there you go. It cleared all that up, and now all this stuff right here, it'll put a little hole in there, but it loosened everything up so that we could pick it up easier. So yep, that made it a heck of a lot easier. So I don't think we need the lights. It's actually kind of getting lighter about. So you can turn the lights off now. So yeah, there we go. Those lights are really bright. My God. All right, so let's see where we get some good dirt here. Pay dirt, excuse me. So you can see it was kind of loose, but I'm trying to make this as flat as possible. So, yeah. All right, this is getting really annoying. You can get a dozer and push it around, and do that, but I mean, it's really time consuming, but I mean, why do all that when you can just pick up the dirt and go over here and put it in there, So we'll make another indentation like that and blow it up. Now when you go over there, you don't really have to clear the trees off, because as you run the dozer over there, the trees will kind of fall and they will automatically disappear. So you don't have to worry about that. The only thing is you can also chop the trees down and use the material for the, to build your wood items. So that's one good thing to have the trees for, but being in this kind of an area, I mean, there's tons of trees, so it doesn't take that many trees to make what you need. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fill this one up a little bit so I can show you what it's like. Yeah, that's where I blew that one hole. It's kind of annoying. Yes. Now I can take the roller and go flatten that area out, but then I lost a lot of, material. So basically it looks as one going in, and then, it shows coal coming out. It shows everything that in there what comes out. So yeah. So as you can see right here, you know, just picking this up, running it over here is pretty quick, you know. So what I can do is, another thing is, I can put a connector on that one and I can split it off to where it goes to both bins up there. So that way I don't have to go up there. But I kind of designed it to have like 2 people run on here, but it's kind of hard sometimes to find good people to play with, because, you know, it's kind of like either I hate to say this, but some people do get kind of annoying, you know, or some people will mess up your game or something like that. It's hard to know who's who, you know. But, you know, I just like to play. That's all I want to do, is just play and get things done, you know what I mean? So you will get a lot of droppage down in front of your, if you're like really new to kind of doing this stuff, or, you know, you're new to running equipment, it's not that easy, you know. But I don't really pride myself on being too, you know, precise with every, you know, get up there and dump it. If I spill any, it's like, oh well, no big deal. I mean, you got tons of stuff to put in here. I mean, now basically all this, what I have is running through here right now, is just nothing but pay dirt, so, and a little bit of coal. Ah, sometimes it's just hard to get this bucket right where I want it, you know what I mean? Hard time getting in and out of here sometimes. Kind of get a little frustrated. Now you can put a whole light system up here where you're working at, you know what I mean? But I mean, then when you're done in this area, you gotta destroy everything and put it in another area. So I just try to do the best I can with where I'm at, you know. Kind of getting off key here. Sorry about that. So just I'm just trying to fill this up a little bit here so I can show you how that works. Oh, I just kind of dug down a little bit too deep there, I guess. Yeah, messed up big time on that. It's hard to keep this at a certain height, you know what I mean? Mess it up, it's messed up. Alright, let's go check the bin. I'll show you what it looks like when you're filling it up. And then we'll wrap it up. So as you can see here, well, that's not too bad. See, basically got a lot of pay dirt in there. It doesn't really separate it in there, you know, but I could take like this coal, I could take it, put it over there, and hit consume, and it'll put it in there. So basically is what it does. So all right, so we've got that all running. So if you look up here, up at the top, you'll see it start moving up there. We'll take a look at it really quick, and it'll show you what how it looks in there. I gotta turn this on. All right, so as you can see, it started up, and it's running across those conveyor belts. As you can see, it's running off and it's going into there. So see, that's why I did that. I set that up so it can basically I can just stay down there and I don't have to keep coming back and forth. So what I'll do is I'll probably add a couple more pieces on here and have it to where it goes into both of them at the same time, you know what I mean? So I mean, I can keep going it that way and filling it that way, but you know, if you look at it here, if you see it, you can see it, it's kind of filling up a little bit. You see how it's filling up? So that's how it works. I mean, you can come up with a lot of things to do with this, you know. It's pretty neat, you know. In this right now, this is how it runs at a 5 speed. I mean, I could slow it down a little bit more and go to a 3 times speed. Probably what I might do a little bit later, because this stuff runs out pretty quick, even at 5 times speed. So I'm gonna wait till that finishes off, and then I'll change some things around a bit, and then we'll show you what happens next time. So thank everybody for watching my video. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys find that you like it and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button and like the video, and we'll see you on the next time. Goodbye for now.